hat-trick.
It had to be him, can you believe that?
33 games in the league, 32 goals, what a season.
Right, that's an amazing Luca Toni season you were just telling us about. He got to 31 goals. Higuain's already on 32 goals and he's got 2 games yet to play. Another stat that puts things into perspective, he's got double the number of goals of the next person or the next 2 people in the scoring charts, Paulo Dybala and...
Carlos
Bacca.
Yeah.
And look, at there you are, the Capocannoniere stats.
I mean, he's standing on the brink of history tonight because if he scores 3 goals... in the next 2 games, he will match Gunnar Nordahl. And that record has stood, as you see, since 1950. It's one of the sacred records in Italian football history, particularly in a 20-team league. You know, as we mentioned, goal scorers do not score more than 30 goals in Serie A. What he is doing is quite incredible. You know, he scored 9 braces this season. I thought Roberto Mancini got it right in the winter when he said, Higuain in Italy is what Messi is in Spain. You know, he's the one who can kind of tilt the balance. He's one of the reasons why they've had the season that they've had. They're 13 points better off than they were last season, and he's won a lot of those points for him. And
it's one of the reasons that they've had that recent run of results where they lost 3 straight games, because he was out suspended. And it's meant that Roma, as we've seen already, have moved 1 point past them into second place. Napoli can overtake Roma once again if they can get the win tonight. But this Torino side, with this front pairing, are looking really, really dangerous. Belotti with a fantastic goal last weekend.
Yeah, Belotti making a late play to get into the Italy squad for the Euros. Only Higuain scored more goals than him in 2016 in Serie A. He's got 12. And he's nicknamed with Gallo, the Rooster. But I think, you know, what's really significant is Eder has scored 30.
This is the goal, the kind of where-est coast-to-coast from last weekend.
Yes, but I mean, I think the real poignant thing about Belotti is that, you know, he's the highest-scoring striker in Serie A, along with Eder, who's got 13. They are the lowest-scoring, highest-scoring Italian strikers in Serie A since 1988, when there was Viadis and Giannini. Yeah, that goes to show the kind of issues that Antonio Conte has got when it comes to forming a strike pairing, because Eder's not really playing at Inter. Pele's out of favour at Southampton. So I think he's going to have to look to someone like Belotti at the Euros.
All right, OK, well, if he wants to see him in action, he could do worse than check out our live coverage, which begins very, very shortly, of Torino. There you are, Giampiero Ventura, the long-standing and excellent Torino manager, in the dressing room with his charges. Massive game for them tonight, but particularly for their opposite numbers, the visiting Napoli, trying to reclaim the second automatic Champions League spot for Serie A. Huge game coming up live right after this on BT Sport.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
They said our days are numbered. We're not famous anymore. The Scousers rule all Europe like we've always done before. We're Liverpool.
The UEFA Europa League final, exclusively live on BT Sport.
Like hell. Doom. Out Friday, May 13th. Pre-order now. PS4 for the players.
One day, a shell found on a beach in Mauritius will go here. A picture of your daughter's graduation will go here. And one day, there'll be pictures of grandchildren here. But for today, it's just a brilliant place for a snooze. Neville Johnson. Bespoke lounge, study and bedroom furniture, handcrafted for life. For our latest brochure, visit nevillejohnson.co.uk.
This is four-wheel drive ability fused with urban agility. This is Adventure Advanced. This is the Mitsubishi ASX.
Mitsubishi Intelligent Motion.
Rugby tonight. We'll run through all of the highlights of this weekend's Premiership action tomorrow at 8. Friday night, it's the Challenge Cup final as Harlequins play Montpellier live from 7. And that's followed on Saturday by Racing 92 v Saracens in the Champions Cup final.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Nice full frontal there of Il Toro, and massive support there ahead of Torino's match tonight against Napoli. Huge game here, last home game for Torino in the new Stadio Grande Torino, named after the heroic Grande Torino, whose anniversary we celebrated this week. Incredible side of the 40s that lost their lives in that air crash on the hills just outside Turin 67 years ago. But a huge night tonight for this team, Napoli, as well. Roma have overtaken them into second place. They now lie a point behind. They can reclaim Italy's second automatic Champions League spot if they can get the win tonight. And Senior with a lot on his mind then as we head into this clash. Let's join our commentators. Stuart Robson, and first of all, Steve Wire.
Hello, James. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Yep, Roma have moved ahead for the time being, but at least Napoli know what's required to secure safe passage into the Champions League. 2 wins gets the job done, but failure to get the first of those tonight, well, that hands the 4 wins in their last 6 has kept them in contention for a respectable top half finish. The visitors, by contrast, have alternated wins and defeats over their last 6 games. That is a sequence that they must break this evening. Well, having tinkered in recent weeks, Gianpiero Ventura settles with the 11 that started Torino's biggest win of the season. This is the team that started the 5-1 drubbing of Udinese, and 2 strikers finishing the campaign in fine goal-scoring form. Josef Martinez and Andrea Bellotti provide a notable threat. As for Napoli, well, Maurizio Sarri has rarely wavered in what he considers to be his best 11 in recent weeks, and they too are unchanged. Callejon and Hamšík are ever present in the league this season. Indeed, Koulibaly's 31 league appearances is the fewest of that very settled-looking team. Gonzalo Higuain is 3 goals shy of a record-equalling Serie A season. Antonio D'Amato is the official in charge this evening. You've got to go all the way back to the start of January for the last time that Napoli finished the Serie A weekend outside the top 2. But only 3 points tonight preserves that impressive run. Could be a nervy night for the Neapolitans. As for Torino, well, they are arguably in their form of the season, and they've scored 17 goals in their last 9 games, so it's not just going forward. But Maurizio Sarri's side will have to keep their wits about them. Fifth season in charge of Torino, another jolly decent job done by Gianpiero Ventura. And it is the opponents who are the focus of the night, with so much to play for, coming to what is their penultimate game of the season. £24 million, that's the value of a place in the Champions League group stage. 6 more points secures that windfall for Napoli, but they can ill afford, Stuart Robson, a 4th consecutive away defeat.
You're absolutely right. It would be a shame, because it's been a wonderful season. They've played great football at times, been entertaining to watch. Sarri's done a brilliant job getting the best out of Higuain. The front 3 have been a constant threat in midfield. Hamšík's had one of his better seasons. Milan's been dynamic in that midfield area. It certainly would be a shame if they couldn't get into that automatic Champions League spot.
Good leap and win by Albiol, and Insigne is on the move. Felt like he should have been awarded a free kick. So Zappacosta for Torino. Aqua the target, Koulibaly across. And having a settled team should of course give Napoli an advantage tonight. 11 players who know each other's games very well, and fine margins can obviously go a long way to deciding the outcome. There will be one or two anxieties. It is a very simple equation. Win tonight and beat Frosinone at home on the final day of the season, and Napoli join Juventus in the group stage of the Champions League.
Well, they're coming up against a back three here for Torino. Higuain would play through the middle, Insigne from the left-hand side, Callejon from the right. Interesting to see whether the wing-backs go back with those two wide players or whether the wide centre-halves go and pick them up.
Albiol for Hisai. That's it back from Callejon. Higuain's the target. Now there's Fares. Hamšík it was who got the shot away. And twice in quick succession, goal-bound efforts are blocked.
What a good bit of play it was out on that far side. Hisai playing the 1-2 with Callejon, got a great cross into the box.
Well, Albiol has checked Belotti there, who was building up quite the head of steam.
And he's been brilliant in recent weeks. Rode the first challenge, went past the second one, he's blocked off. Albiol, straight away, the yellow card comes out. Heard the guys in the studio talking about how well Belotti's playing and whether he could just get into the Italian squad for the European Championships.
We missed the final game of the season, Raul Albiol. A whole plethora of players who came into tonight's game on both sides who were running that risk, and Albiol got himself booked early on.
More importantly, he's got 87 minutes to make sure he doesn't get another yellow card.
Koulibaly, who's had a steady and at times spectacular season after one or two disastrous moments last season, including I recall against tonight's opponents, a kamikaze back pass which cost his team badly. Very different for him this campaign though. Jorginho for Higuain, and that's well saved by Padelli. First clear side of goal for Gonzalo Higuain.
Really good start to the game by Napoli. High intensity, winning the ball back. Took a slight defection. That makes a really good save from Padelli. Jensen tries to get the block and it just comes off his left boot. Could have taken it away from the goalkeeper.
I'm sure it won't be his last sighter. It's off Aqua for another corner kick. 32 goals in 33 league games. Higuain. 3 behind Gunnar Nordahl's post-war 20-team Serie A record.
Koulibaly will be a target. Really good leap in him.
Well away by Vives. Gulen, the regular Napoli left back, getting it back from Hamšík. Had his mind up pretty quickly, Maurizio Sarri, about what his best available 11 players were, and he's got them all at his disposal tonight. Hamšík, comfortable one though for Padelli, but already he's had one sharp save to make.
Torino are going to sit deep by the looks of it, try and be compact and stop Napoli playing through them. It's interesting to see that when Callejon made his forward run, as he so often does, here's the chance again. Lovely little ball played round the corner. First touch is excellent from Higuain. Look at the deflection here. Just takes a slight deflection. Keeper makes a good save. Padelli.
Jorginho. Excellent season in that Napoli midfield has been keeping Valafiori out of the equation. Insigne for Jorginho again. Hamsik. Really bright start from the visitors. Lots of purpose. Lots of poise in possession as well. Hisaye. Touch to get away from Benassi, who's recovered quickly.
He's had a good season as well. Hisaye, right back. Works really well with Callahan out on that right-hand side.
It was the retreating Bruno Perez who swept the legs away. Napoli, thanks to the industry of Callahan, have a free kick in another really dangerous position for Ventura's side.
Perez is the left wing back for Torino. It's a back three, midfield central three, two wing backs and a front two of Martinez and Belotti.
Martinez and Benassi have received their instructions from that man, Padelli. Easy one to deal with initially as Jorginho gets it back. And they somewhat made a mess of that, Napoli.
I think it was a pre-planned move. They were trying to hit it low for somebody to come across the front of the Torino defenders. Torino taking a risk here by trying to play out from the back. Napoli pressing high up the field.
Silva. Janssen. A bit more distance on it this time from Padelli, but Zappacosta couldn't keep it in. Not legally, anyway.
Flaps. Back players, he obviously wants to try and play out from the back no matter what. Could be a very risky game. It's a high-pressing Napoli team.
He's rested captain Kamil Glik again this evening as Sifili almost plans for next season, trying out one or two different defensive solutions. And that's why Janssen has started the game again rather than Glik.
Martinez will be the furthest forward for Torino at times. Belotti will play slightly in behind him. Belotti's got great pace and running ability with the ball on the counter-attack.
Hisaye's attempted cross blocked by Benassi. Jorginho leads Serie A in passing this season, the Brazilian-born Italian. Gulam. There's the metronomic Jorginho again. Callahan was the target this time.
Great run from Callahan, came short, tried to spin in behind Silva.
Callahan takes over. Won't get the return, mind. Gaston Silva sees to that.
He was in and out the side under Benitez, but it's been a mainstay in this Sarri Napoli side.
Good tackle from the back-tracking Belotti. Feels that he is playing in these final couple of games of the season for a place in the Italy squad for the European Championships. 6 goals in his last 9 appearances have certainly given Antonio Conte something to consider. Hamsik with the header on for Higuain. Twice already he's had efforts on target.
So slick as well. Jorginho just sees the run of Hamsik, who just heads it back into the path of Higuain. Doesn't make the perfect contact. Great awareness of the movement of Napoli from the players on the ball. Offside given against Martinez. Laziness from the centre forward on that occasion.
He's finally discovered his touch in front of goal, Josef Martinez, after going so long without one. 3 in his last 3 appearances. Well, Belotti have had a touch of the ball inside Napoli territory yet. They might have the chance now. Callejon's clumsy challenge on Banassi.
There's the chance again. See, he doesn't make the perfect contact. Schick made the run. It's been a feature of Napoli's play over the season. The forward movement, the angle of passes that they try and play behind the opposition. You'll see a lot of runs from outside to him, from Callejon. Likewise from Insigne out on this near side.
Zappacosta. First opportunity for Torino to put Napoli under pressure. And they've taken the lead. Completely against their run of play, but the flag will rule it out. Belotti thought he'd scored. Wonderful delivery from Zappacosta.
And you can see he is offside. Good decision. And that's what you play with wing-backs. They can get forward, they've got to get crosses into the box, and Belotti just made his run a fraction too early.
That is the threat, that is the danger for Napoli. Hamšík for Higuaín. You knew he wasn't going to miss from there. It's him again. It's Gonzalo Higuaín for Napoli. And that's the early goal they were craving.
Well, the defender had a big decision to make here, and I think he makes the wrong one. There was a 3 versus 2 situation. Hamšík gets on the ball, he's running at the centre-back. The centre-back has to delay here. Instead, he goes towards the ball, and straight away, it's an easy pass for Higuaín, who just bends it into that far corner. Actually goes between the legs of Silva, who's trying to get round on the cover. And a good finish from Higuaín, and a good start for Napoli.
And it is a goal for Gonzalo Higuaín that takes him level with the 33 league goals that Antonio Valentin Angelillo scored for Inter 57 years ago. That is the closest anybody has come to breaking Gunnardo's post-war record. Higuaín is 2 away from that mark now. But here come Torino again. Opportunity straight away to equalise. And that was really committed defending. And the second time around it was Koulibaly who put the block in.
Well, the game's being played at a tremendous pace here.
Insigne. Well, they're playing it out, and that's dangerous. Martinez. Well, comfortable in the end for Reina, but that could have been a lot worse.
Well, it's Hamšík, the creator of the goal, giving the ball away cheaply there to Martinez. Put it low into that near post against Pepe Reina.
That should settle 1 or 2 Napoli nerves. 12th minute goal, scored by their talisman.
Look at the way Torino are not pressing the ball at all. Every player back in their own half. 2 front players just trying to stop the ball going into the midfield players of Napoli.
Milan for the run of Higuaín. His goal, of course, coming seconds rather than minutes after Torino had had one ruled out for offside. Seconds was the margin between Belotti's strike being ruled out and Higuaín steering his effort into the back of Padelli's net.
There is the chance. Fairly comfortable save, as you said in commentary, for Pepe Reina. Has to get down quickly, mind you. Still can't quite understand why Torino still want to try and play out from the back when they're being put under immense pressure Ventura still applaud him as they try and do it, but it's suicidal almost.
Talking about Giancarlo Ventura wanting to try one or two defensive options, inviting Napoli on is a very good way of testing the trio of Silva, Bovo and Janssen tonight. Aqua. Bruno Perez. Away from Canale. He's stuck with him, the Spaniard, and now Alan can lead the charge forward. What a run. He's got Higuain in support. Still got a lot to do, Gonzalo Higuain. And Gaston Silva just eased him out of harm's way.
Well, the first time we've seen Alan involved in the game, and that's what he can do. Such an industrious player, hard-working. Second touch was just a little bit too big from Higuain.
Koulibaly wins that race with Aqua. Gulam with the miscued pass. Bovo switching the play for Bruno Perez. Again, Callejon is looking to get the measure. Cesare Bovo. A heavy touch from Aqua, inviting Insigne to take over. And now Hamšík. We didn't see Josef Martinez coming. Belotti. Aqua had made the run. Oh, the set of players pausing for breath. A lot of that is down to the quality, but occasionally it's down to some reckless and at times dangerous passing.
Torino just starting to get their passing game going here. Just passed it through the midfield of Napoli on a couple of occasions.
Bruno Perez taking on his side, and Albiol ensures it doesn't reach Belotti.
And when you play with a back three, your two wing-backs have to have an effect on the game. And Torino's wing-backs are starting to have that. See the disallowed goal, it was across from Zappacosta. Now Perez is starting to get forward down that left-hand side.
Gaston Silva blocks the attempted through ball from his side towards Higuain. His goal, though, is the difference. His 35th goal this season.
And that's what it means to them and Pepe Reina.
They're not getting a great deal of protection. And Callejon's 7th league goal of the season has given Napoli the comfortable advantage of a 2-0 lead. Other players, notably Higuain, grabs the headlines, but Callejon is playing for the 89th consecutive time in Serie A this evening. Only missed one league game in his 3 seasons with the club. He's such a vital cog in their machine, isn't he?
Well, this has been his best season by quite some way. Hit and miss last year under Rafa Benitez. This year has been sensational. His movement's been good, his decision-making. They're going to have to change their tactics here, Torino. And we're going to sit deep, and we're going to allow Napoli's back players to have lots of the ball, remain compact, play on the counter-attack. That's completely out the window. Hamšík doesn't need to get involved here. Aqua goes down the back of Hamšík, and he retaliates. When you're tuning up, you don't really need to be doing that.
And there's a night for cool heads, and eventually the apology comes from Aqua. Hamšík sensibly accepts it. He's created both of the goals for Napoli tonight. They need to keep a full complement on the pitch and ensure the job gets done, and to take the race for second place down to the final weekend of the season. But the advantage, as things stands, would be with the Naples club, and Roma would be left hoping that they stumble at home, but bearing in mind that Napoli have been near perfect at home this season. Indeed, even Juve can't match their record in front of their own fans. That would seem like wishful thinking.
What's he going to do? Ventura playing out the window. Not defending well enough. They're trying to play out from the back when it's not on to play out from the back. He's got to intervene here at some point. Get some messages onto the pitch.
Insigne for Hamšík. Alan, some of the passing from Napoli, it's not only been intricate but wonderful to watch. Milan for Hamšík. Here's Higuaín. Oh, goes for goal himself and is so close to making it 3-0. Goodness me, what an effort that from Gonzalo Higuaín.
At some point, Torino are going to have to get a tackling. Standing off, allowing Napoli to play. Higuaín, when he receives the ball, he's still got a lot of work to do. Goes inside the first challenge and uses the two defenders in front of him just to bend it round them. Goalkeeper was unsighted. Very unlucky.
Costa. Aqua. Coming into the weekend, only Roma had scored more goals than Napoli. 6 was the margin of difference between them. Torino were giving them all sorts of opportunities to close that gap.
Just look at the Torino players. There's no urgency about their closing down. Not talking to each other, there's no communication.
75th and 76 league goals of the campaign have Napoli ahead and clear, and maybe the woodwork has kept them within 2, Torino.
He's got such awareness in and around the box, Higuaín. Both with his movement and when he's got the ball at his feet, how he can buy himself that little bit of space to get shots away.
They are asking too much of his side. Could have the ball in the net, Torino. Half a minute before Napoli took the lead, so they have been able to pose a threat going forward. Lotti's effort ruled out for offside, but the problem for them is that they can scarcely get out of their own half at times. Bruno Perez helping it on. It's deemed an accidental collision between he and Alan.
The referee saying that Perez ran into the back of Alan rather than the other way round. They need the ball in the opponent's half, Torino, for a little time here.
Cesare Bovo. Costa will do well to keep it in, and in the end doesn't really seem to make any effort to do so.
He just runs into the back of Alan. He may just have run across him. Here's the first goal. Simple finish for Higuain, but that's what it meant to all his teammates. And here's the second. Hamšík takes his time. Perez doesn't go with the run of Callahan. And you can explain that better than I can.
Very personal tribute, I think, from Jose Callahan to his 13th goal of the season. Padelli. Forward again from Albiol. This was Hamšík. Still haunted by the late winner Juventus scored in February. Maurizio Sarri, that's how he described what he saw as the key moment in the season. But of course, there was a more recent last-minute goal, the one that they conceded against Roma, which has set us up for this fantastic finale of the season. Yes, Juventus are champions again, but it is still all to play for in terms of who's going to finish in second and third place behind them.
But I'm in full agreement with Sarri. If Zaza didn't score that goal, I think Napoli would have won the title. They were better in that game than Juventus. Juventus weren't playing at full throttle, or weren't playing at their very best. That just gave them the extra confidence to go on, and it just sapped the confidence of Napoli.
Well, they'd won 8 in a row either side of Christmas ahead of that game to go top of the table at Napoli. His sight for Albiol. Hamšík has said, Sarri, that in terms of his statistical analysis, lots of what Napoli have done this season has been Serie A leading in terms of possession, passing. The goal scoring has been pretty good. Just accepts he needs to find the right recipe to throw all of those ingredients into to ensure that they can challenge Juventus next season.
Now, if you're the home crowd here, you're going to start to become a bit frustrated. Your team are losing 2-0 at home.
It could be about to get worse for them with Hamšík on the ball again. Insigne. Callahan. Quite the precision required.
Just go back to what I was saying. They're standing off, they're allowing Napoli's back players to have plenty of time on the ball. There's no pressing of the ball. No intensity about their closing down. Ventura's got to do something. And they've played out from the back again. Napoli win it back easily.
Now they've got Hamšík to deal with. Insigne back with Hamšík. Insigne once more. What a goal it would have been. Padelli to the rescue again for Torino, who are in disarray defensively.
Great little double 1-2. Hamšík again lifting the ball into Insigne. Given so much time to play. They're a brilliant team. And they're showing that tonight against a team that they don't really want to close them down. Maybe now he might be making 1 or 2 changes, either in the formation or where they want the game to be played.
That wasn't entirely danger-free, was it? Benassi can't pick out Bruno Perez. Well, 3 respectable saves Padelli's been forced to make. Higuain's hit the post. And Torino has scored twice. Bountiful opportunities in front of goal for the visitors, who would have been anticipating an anxiety-filled 90 minutes and instead already have a comfortable margin. One that they would anticipate improving on before the break, especially with a free kick now in a decent position, and Aqua just can't stay out of the referee's line of vision, can he?
Aqua again, Callahan just shielding the ball. First time we've really seen him come in field and get involved in the play, Callahan. What a disaster that was in the last minute of that game against Juventus.
talked about fine margins. Those are the kind of games that decide titles, though, aren't they? Simone Zatza's goal proved to be a pivotal one. 15 minutes to the break here. And it's another effort on Parelli's goal. It's another one he's had to deal with. Shooting from all angles and all ranges.
He didn't try and hit it too hard. He just tried to hit through the back of the ball to get it to dip and swerve. Just bounced in front of the goalkeeper, Padelli. Fortunately, he pushed it out away from Higuain, who was closing in.
Aqua. Martinez on the surge, but Koulibaly knew where he was coming from.
It'll be interesting to hear James Horncastle at half-time, see whether this is the way that Torino have tactically tried to play in previous games, because just can't see what they're trying to do here.
Only one win in 7 at home for Torino, bucks the general positivity of their recent form.
Had a very good start to the season, almost right up at the top after 4 or 5 games. A real dip midway through.
Zappacosta. Goulam getting enough of a block on it to make that easy for Pepe Reina. It is worth noting, of course, whilst the UK has been basking in glorious sunshine, it has been a rainy end to the day in Turin, and that is why there's a real nip and zip about the ball across the turf. Something that Napoli have looked to exploit on a couple of occasions in front of goal. Vives for Davide Zappacosta.
He's been their biggest threat down this right-hand side, lost out on that occasion, but it's got a couple of decent crosses in. That's better.
Martinez it was. And allowing Goulam to settle.
Just bounced in front of the goalkeeper on that occasion. Great strike from Goulam.
Well, coming up for you on Wednesday, PSG play their Liga game in hand. Not that it's going to make any difference to the race. They're at Bordeaux, 7:30, and that's right here on BT Sport Europe. And then the champions of Germany for you on BT Sport 1. Next Saturday afternoon, 2:30, is Bayern take on Hanover. Martinez timed his previous challenge to absolute perfection, not, at least from the referee's point of view, that one on Goulam. Wanted to get on with it with a little bit more urgency this time, Napoli. Into the path of Callejon. Well, just about everything they're trying at the moment, Napoli appears to be coming off. Very good first half for Sarri's team.
What a good run it was from Callejon. Seen brilliantly by Alain. Bent it round that last defender. Just couldn't wrap his foot round it.
Hamšík. Oh, just behind Callejon, his intended target. An opportunity to tell you about the Europa League final, which we have coming up for you on Wednesday, the 18th of May, 6:30, exclusively live for you. Liverpool against Sevilla, and it's also available in ultra-high definition. And also exclusively live for you, and also available in ultra-high definition, the All-Madrid Champions League final from the Giuseppe Meazza in Milan, Saturday evening, 6 o'clock, the 28th of May.
Here's that chance again, Hamšík. Rolling it across just outside the 6-yard box again. They tried to play out from the back again. They were caught on the ball. I don't think I've seen a worse tactical performance from any side this season. And this one from Torino and their coach, Ventura.
They have struggled for defensive respectability this season. Only the bottom 6 sides have conceded more goals than they. Only relegated Verona have kept fewer clean sheets. They have been heavily reliant on what they can do at the other end of the pitch to be picking up points, and tonight they've simply not been able to get into that area of the field often enough. Koulibaly bundling Belotti out of possession again. It's a weary expression he wears. Spoken this week of how delighted he was by his decision to join Torino. Andrea Belotti, it feels that's given him the edge in being named in the Italy squad. One or two of his rivals, perhaps, the likes of Zazza and Manolo Gabbiadini, of course, of tonight's opponents, Napoli, have spent considerably more of the season on the substitutes bench, and that's not given them the same opportunities to impress Antonio Conte.
It's very difficult going into international games or a tournament when you've sat on the bench most of the time. Might be going into the tournament with any sort of confidence. I'd be surprised if Zaza is involved.
Hamšík, the master craftsman of the first half, when Napoli decides to have a go himself.
Once again finds that little bit of space so he can run with the ball. Torino back off. They're trying to go with the runs of Higuain and Caillan and Insigne. Hamšík was able to run with the ball and get the shot away. And again, they give it away, trying to play it from the back.
Total control in this first half from Napoli. Possession of territory and of the goal scoring. Roma will have been hoping for a favour from Torino tonight. And the evidence of the opening 38 minutes, they are not going to get it. Insigne tenaciously into the challenge. Higuain. Well, it's a cheap free kick and a cheap yellow card, but Giuseppe Vives clearly felt as though he had no alternative option.
Well, as the captain and the holding midfield player, he's one of the players that have got Torino working harder to close the ball down and stop Napoli playing. That's cynical. Higuain was away.
The 10th yellow card of the season for Vives means that he will miss the trip to Empoli on the final day of the season. Gulam, Insigne, buzzing about that Torino back line. Hamšík will settle for the throw-in. Took a nick off Zappacosta.
Hamšík just stood on Zappacosta's foot there by accident. Stepped across him. Oh, twisted his ankle badly. Zappacosta. Nothing to do with Higuain in the Hamšík in the end.
Well, his second start since February, Davide Zappacosta. His second appearance at all in the last 7 games. So, I'm sure he'll be determined to run that off.
Has there been an easier first 40 minutes for Napoli in any game this season?
Defeats at Roma, at Inter, at Udinese. Bad-tempered game that Higuain sent off. That has been the story of Napoli's previous 3 away dates. Altogether more straightforward for them so far in Turin. Alain Caillan helping it on for Higuain.
Caillan complaining, he got a whack in the back as he went for that header. Just got this wrong, Higuain. He's trying to get that on the outside of his boot to take it into his space. In the end, it goes behind in frustration.
Well, the reverse fixture between these two is one of only 10 games in the league this season that Higuain hasn't scored in. And they kept him at bay for 90 minutes on that occasion. They could only keep him quiet for 12. Tonight, could Torino. Gulam. Kind of night for ambition, you feel, isn't it?
Well, his free kick was a good one. It wasn't a good effort. Sari to the edge of the pitch.
Changing this dangerous approach to playing out from the back, Torino. It could be getting them into trouble again. Alan maybe took one touch too many. That's the message he's getting from Higuain.
Offside. The throw-in.
Been too much that's gone wrong for Napoli, and that one was pretty close as well. Yeah, sticking Torino too, clearly what was the pre-match game plan, despite the balance of the action going so badly against them.
First time they kicked the ball long, they didn't win the header, but they've won the knockdown. Now they've got an opportunity to play in Napoli's half, and they go back. Get a good starting point. You can't keep playing out at the back and having the ball taken off you. Allowing Napoli to get the next shot away. 67% of the possession for Napoli, no surprise there. And it's been good possession as well. Not just been possession for the sake of it.
Aqua. Bruno Perez. Gaston Silva helped Bruno Perez out there. He's not the kind of pass that an Uruguayan would have been wanting. And now here's Insigne for Higuain. And once again, it is the Uruguayan Gaston Silva chasing back. It's been far and away his best run in the Torino side. Still in the last 4 games and appears to be trying to make the most of it. A nice moment for Luca Toni as he prepares to bow out of his illustrious career. And that is the style with which he has become familiar from the penalty spot. And 2 minutes before half-time against Juventus, it is relegated Verona who have the lead against the champions. Hamšík.
While we're watching that, saw a rerun of that challenge on Higuain. It certainly wasn't a penalty. Higuain got the ball stuck under his feet. Didn't get his first touch quite right.
Insigne. Final minute of the first 45. Gulam. Jorginho. Hamšík. Hisai.
Hisai and Gulam have got the freedom of the park whenever the ball's swept from one side of the field to the other.
Higuain is tired of waiting for the pass and has come deeper to get involved. Jorginho. Higuain again. Hamšík. Just looking to stab it into the path of Callejon, and Higuain's not giving up on this just yet. Real pressure being put on Bruno Perez. Eventually away, but not beyond Alan.
Pelosi got one on the back of the head from Koulibaly.
Well, it is the final act of a first half which has been completely dominated by Napoli. No signs of nerves and anxiety. They were lifted early on by Gonzalo Higuain's 33rd league goal of the season. Hamšík created that, and also the second for Callejon. Napoli are comfortable and heading back to second in Serie A as things stand. Higuain's hit the post as well. It could be a lot worse for Torino at the break. Napoli lead 2-0.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Every day we embark upon a quest to take a few simple ingredients and transform them into something extraordinary. Our latest beer is brewed with Irish barley, double hopped, and it's a refreshing hue of gold. Introducing Hop House 13, brewed by Guinness with more hops, more taste, more character.
Come on, everyone. Win thousands of tickets to UEFA Euro 2016. Terms and conditions apply. See promotional packs for details.
Try using it. Yes, I'm touching it right now. Place my bet instantly. Thank you, Paddy Power.
You're welcome. Come on, everyone. Win thousands of tickets to UEFA Euro 2016. Terms and conditions apply. See promotional packs for details.
Marvel's greatest movie characters, digitally sculpted large-scale figurines. Collect them all with the Marvel Movie Figurine Collection. Issue 1, Iron Man, out now.
Everest are rewinding selected prices back to 1991 with Price Rewind. So fast forward to everest.co.uk today.
Mercedes-Benz C-Class from £329 per month.
Domino's new pepperoni passion with sriracha. So tasty the mouth boggles.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome back, everybody. Straight after our show tonight at 10 o'clock on BT Sport Europe, you get a chance to see Daryl Curry's conversation with West Ham's manager Slaven Bilic. What an outstanding season he's had in his debut campaign on the bench there at Upton Park. And Daryl will be talking with him about what got him into management, what makes him tick, and also what Slaven Bilic thinks it takes to be a Premier League manager. That's 10 o'clock tonight, straight after this show. Excellent. Now, while we've been admiring the many splendours of this Napoli side and their game away at Torino, over in Verona, Verona have been taking on Juventus, and Luca Toni scored. Yeah. And in his final game, it brings a tear to your eye, James.
Fritti Scampi e Chianti Calamari, Luca per me.
Numero uno.
Numero uno. With a panenka. Oh, a cucchiaio, as they say in Italy. We see that trademark celebration. His 324th goal.
Oh, you have the numbers. I was just going to say over 600 games, over 300 goals.
He's just so cool, isn't he?
He is cool.
He's so cool.
But it's time he hung up his boots. It is.
Don't tell Totti that.
Well, no, I mean, but Totti's record is fantastic, and he's continued that today as Maurizio Sarri, with a frown on his face. You know, the guy's 2-0 up, and at the moment, it doesn't look like there's a way back into this game for Torino, particularly, Andy, or is there?
No, it doesn't, although we have seen Maxi Lopez and Ciro Immobile lining up at half-time, so maybe that could be Ventura's next move.
Perhaps so. And also, Torino are a side who got a second-half comeback up their sleeves. Famous occasion when they were 3-0 down in the derby with Juventus and came back to tie that 3-3. So,
I mean, they have done really well.
Maxi Lopez.
They've done really well from losing positions so far this season. I just think they've got to switch the play more, isolate Goulam, because, as I said, Insigne doesn't give his fullback anywhere near the same protection as Callejon does on the other side. But at the moment, they seem to be really lacking in ideas.
Certainly, if you're a Napoli fan, Julian, there's much to admire in tonight's game so far.
It is, and I think it's all about this man, though. Can he break that record, or can he equal the record as, as well? And it's just, I think if I was Mauricio Sarri, the game is won now. I think the game is won. It's just like play all. I mean, they do
can't
play.
Say that.
No, but they do play mostly for Higuain anyway. But it's more like, come on, make him break that record, giving him everything, giving him the ball, first intention, play for him, play him in the space, play in the full, let him shoot, take every shot, everything, because you want to make sure now that's the next thing for the club and for him is to get to 35 or more.
Right. Well, they have a 2-goal lead, but there's nothing more dangerous, of course, in football than being 2-0 up. And of course, this is such a crucial game for Napoli. Earlier today, Roma took the lead in the race for second place, the second automatic place in the Champions League for Serie A clubs. Just 1 point between Roma and Napoli, though, as we see Belotti, who thought he'd open the scoring for the home side tonight. So crucial for Napoli that they don't let Torino back into this. That man's a guy who scored an amazing goal in the derby before now. Can we see something similar from Il Toro this evening? Let's rejoin our commentators, Steve White and Stuart Robson.
James, thank you. Yes, Napoli cruising towards reclaiming that second place and, of course, towards the first of 2 wins that would ensure that they are playing Champions League football throughout the first half of next season. 45 minutes for Torino to turn things around, but they will certainly need to do something that they really couldn't in the first half, and that is create goal-scoring opportunities if they are to see some anxiety creep back into Napoli's evening. Reckless approach from Torino in the first half. That invited Napoli on, and they've capitalised to the tune of goals for Higuain and Callejon. And already, within the first 30 seconds of the second half, a stoppage, and you would feel that, bearing in mind how innocuous that appeared to be, that Koulibaly could be badly hurt.
His boot's half off at the moment. Let's hope he hasn't twisted that ankle or taken a whack. He's limping away there. The challenge has already been made. It's an accidental challenge. An outstanding player, Koulibaly, for Napoli this season.
I mentioned the first half booking for Real Albiol means that he will miss the final game of the season, so Maurizio Sarri will be anxious that his regular central defensive partner wouldn't suffer the same fate because of injury. Torino fans responding to the side of Ciro Immobile, warming up at the very start of this second half. 6 games he has missed with a hamstring injury, wasn't expected to make his return this evening, but was deemed fit enough for a place on the bench.
We're talking about how Torino can get back into the game. James Horncastle talking about switching the play. Yes, that's one way of getting back into the game, but before they can switch the play, they've got to try and win the ball back, and they've got to get better possession than trying to play out from the back against a team that wants to press them high up the field.
Insigne wanted to shoot early and immediately acknowledges that Callejon was a much better outlet. Benassi has passed him by, as it has at times that whole Torino midfield. They've gifted possession to Goulam, and Zappacosta within clear line of sight of the referee had a full grab of Goulam's shirt, and that will be a free kick.
Well, there was a switch of play, a slow switch of play. Zappacosta can't get it under control. Goulam presses him, wins it back.
Second half chance for Napoli to extend their advantage. Jorginho stands over the set piece. With by Vives. Will he return with any great interest from his side.
Are they going to try and play it from the back here? Go that little bit longer. Once again, the ball doesn't come out the penalty area because there's so much pressure being put on the player receiving the ball. Silva. You can't play it from there, you've got to go longer. Napoli are pressing. Now they've got good possession, now they can start to play.
And now Belotti is inviting Bruno Pires into the action. Aqua was confident it was reaching Zappacosta. Now here's the Ghanaian again. Pontus Janssen for Gaston Silva. Little space for Aqua to exploit. Koulibaly is a cross. Aqua delivers it first time. Martinez. And it's away by Allen and behind for a corner.
And that all came about because they played long in the first place, got it into the front areas, then the switch of play. And Aqua was able to make the run in behind Goulam. Started to cause Napoli problems.
It's a testing one. It's one that Belotti was confident of getting something on. Pires for Bovo. Allen away again, but can only find touch once more.
One of the question marks that I would say Napoli have had over the season is their ability to play at full intensity for the whole of the game. Early on in the season, when they were playing brilliantly, they'd start off and get in front and then slow the tempo down, allow teams back into the game. I remember a game against Sampdoria where that happened, where they were 2-0 up, playing some of the best football I've seen this season. Only for Sampdoria to get back into it. It's important they don't do it here.
East side forward. Allen was pretty convinced the contact from Vives was not accidental, but he's been given the benefit of the doubt. The linesman had a very good view. Back to Vives from Janssen. Aqua. Better from Torino, moving the ball around, finding space and looking to exploit the pace of Bruno Pires.
Better. Cross wasn't a great one, but good pace from the left wing back.
Allen is still protesting about the incident deep in Torino territory, which he felt a decision went badly against him. Now, Aqua is the player departing early from the scene in this second half, and Daniele Baselli, who also made a substitute appearance last weekend against Udinese, will be on in his place.
Not one of Aqua's best games. Tough tackling midfield player.
Had a really stellar start to his time with Torino, Baselli. Joined from Atalanta and had 4 goals in his first 4 games for the club in all competitions, but hasn't been able to contribute in that regard since from midfield. Zappacosta turning into Goulam. Benassi. Vives. First touch for Baselli. Martinez on the move. Aiming goalwards, blocked by Albiol. Clever play from Jorginho, letting it run for Higuain, and Allen is the furthest player forward. That shows you the versatility.
There's now more space for Torino to play. Games become more spread. And for the first time in the game, we're starting to see Torino get a little bit of possession in these sort of areas.
Baselli, Martinez, Zappacosta with Belotti to aim at, and Koulibaly making the clearance, and Benassi, eyes lit up momentarily. He'll be regretting his decision to take a swing.
And the two problems for Napoli now. The game's become more spread. A couple of good counter-attacks, a couple of good balls played out to that far side. Crosses are now going to be coming into the box. I've seen it a lot with Napoli over the course of the season. Great first halves, not always at the same level in the second half.
Insigne just about had enough on it to reach Callejon, but Volvo dealt with that initial danger, and then he's fouled. Callejon, plays allowed to continue. Higuain, Insigne. He was in an offside position anyway. Shot was tame.
He was offside. Good decision. Higuain wasn't too pleased that the ball didn't come back to him. It wouldn't have mattered.
Bruno Perez inviting Reina to take the risk. Didn't he deal with it well? And now scampering back. Bruno Perez in again, and Reina deals with it again. That was a bit more conventional, Reina.
He made a good decision on that occasion. See a lot of goalkeepers who make bad decisions when to come out their box. That one was a decent one from Pepe Reina.
One of those who's pretty much been a permanent fixture in the team this season, Pepe Reina, this well-settled Napoli lineup. But Martinez has not reacted well to what he felt was a decision that went against him, but
well, he's disappointed because I'm not sure it was a foul, but he chased about 30-40 yards back. He's one of the centre forwards.
His side. Albiol. Still look pretty comfortable in possession, don't they, Napoli? But they have just been tested once or twice in the opening 10 minutes of this second half, and that didn't happen often enough from a Torino point of view in the first half. Alain for Insigne. Pontus Janssen. Well, he gets there, but keeps the ball in play. And that's really smart defensive work from the Swede. And now Belotti looking to put pressure on Koulibaly. And it was a night when Serie A's victorious made a trip to face the vanquished, and it is relegated Verona, who are having a very good night of it. Viviani has made it 2-0. Luca Toni's first half penalty. Viviani doubling the advantage. Juve already champions, of course, but 2-0 down away from home to a team that will be playing in the second tier next season. Defensive work from Alain, his side for Hamšík. And Benassi getting the tackle in, but not winning the ball. Hamšík decides better of the long-range effort. Higuain lifting it back in towards the path of Insigne. Bruno Perez, he's enjoyed the opportunity to stretch his legs so far in this second half.
What a difference it makes when you start closing the ball down and trying to win it a little bit higher up the field, and you defend with more intensity, then you get more of the ball, and now we're seeing a proper game. A more even game, should I say.
Certainly a two-team contest, and the whole pitch is being used rather than just one half of it, which was the case in the first half. Albiol with the challenge on Zappacosta. Torino throw the outcome.
And now we're getting the battle that James Horncastle and the guys in the studio were talking about. Switch of play out to that far side. Well, he can do some damage, Zappacosta.
Baselli with the cross. Albiol away, and as far as Bruno Perez, and his side halts his thoughts of heading towards goal. Zappacosta, but unlucky there, striking Benassi. Hamšík leads the charge, and long may this end-to-end contest continue. Napoli now being asked some questions. Whether to close down, whether to drop off.
Space is starting to appear. There's a little bit of space for the centre forward, Belotti, coming into midfield.
Tested yet in the second half, Padelli in that Torino goal. 4 shots on target to save in the first half. Higuain at the post as well. Higuain and Callejon's first half strikes remain the difference as we tick towards 59 minutes, and Gianpiero Ventura continues to strike a frustrated figure in the Torino technical area. Callejon gets the decision. Gaston Silva feels he was committed to go for that as Callejon span away from him.
Well, I think he was going to be first to the ball, Silva, and Callejon just put his leg across him and tried to let the ball run across. So there's more pressure now. Gunnar hasn't got anywhere to go.
Pick up the pass for Hamšík. Another decision goes against Torino, and Hamšík feels as though yellow card is not enough. Bovo it is who's been showing the yellow card. And Bovo is yet another who will miss the final weekend of the season. That's his 10th yellow card of the campaign.
Well, he just uses his forearm. The first viewing, I thought that was a harsh decision by the referee. Still not convinced he particularly meant it. Bovo. Hamšík was trying to referee the game by just stopping.
Hamšík for Insigne. Callejon the target. Silva up but not away. Higuain made life difficult for Janssen. Inside turns down the opportunity to cross. Albiol. Messiadise. Alan up against Gaston Silva. He's off the Uruguayan. It will be a Napoli throw.
Well, he can put his arms out and complain as much as he likes. I thought he was responsible for that first half display by Torino. The tactics were all wrong.
Pumped clear by Gaston Silva, recovered by Goulam. Hamšík for Insigne. Callejon the target. Was just caught in two minds momentarily, wasn't he? But again, Torino failed to clear. Higuain going in alone. Higuain! Real pace and power in the run and the shot, and not too far away from making it 3-0.
Really good play, first of all, by Jorginho, winning the ball back with a really good tackle. And Higuain just drops his shoulder, goes past Janssen and hits it with pace. He's trying to hit it and beat the goalkeeper in at his near post just by the sheer pace and the height of the ball.
First threat, first effort aimed in the general direction of Daniele Padelli in that Torino goal in this second half. He's had a quieter time of things than he did in the opening 45. Here's Bruno Pires. Pepe Reina, incidentally, has still not had a save to make from a Napoli point of view. Here's Benassi. He's had to deal with that one, Reina. The deflection had taken it goalwards off Hamšík. Now here comes Higuain. Cynical. Pontus Janssen comes the third Torino player of the evening to be shown a yellow card.
There's a really cynical bit of play. Janssen is beaten for pace. Higuain stopped the counter-attack.
And as he plans for next season, Gianpiero Ventura, one of the things that he wanted to have a look at was Pontius Janssen up against Gonzalo Higuain tonight. It was fair to say the Napoli man is winning the duel overall.
I think you're absolutely right. Roger, there's not too many that have won their duel against Higuain this season.
Alain, bit of space for Insigne. It's opened up. Oh, Insigne almost had too much time and too much to aim at.
Well, he usually likes coming in on his right foot from the left-hand side. Here he's on his left foot, trying to bend it around the goalkeeper, gets too much height on it. And once again, Higuain was looking for the reverse pass to him.
Once again, Padani opts to play the ball out to a defender who was surrounded by three blue shirts.
And every time they've done that, they've given the ball away.
Go to Empoli on the final day, Torino. The opportunity to repeat last season's 9th place finish would disappear with defeat tonight, but they could still claim a place in the top half of the table, whatever the outcome. Insigne. Janssen. Vives. Banassi spins into space. Zappacosta back with Benassi. And Albiol gets it clear. Vives. Oh, Bruno Perez on the move! And Reyna's not got enough on it! It's over the line and Torino are back into the contest. Far from the cleanest of contacts from Bruno Perez, but it was enough to deceive the Napoli goalkeeper, and it is 2-1 now.
It's a lovely little ball played in behind. He times his run. It's Insigne. Talked about his lack of defensive quality. He's out on this right-hand side now. You're absolutely right. He makes no real contact with it. It's not what he was looking to do, but it confuses Pepe Reina. He can't get his big enough hand on it. But what a good run it was from Perez. Maybe Pepe Reina could have done a lot better. Completely mistimed his jump. They're back in the game, Torino. And it's one of their wing-backs that's done the damage.
Well, he scored in a losing cause in Torino's last home game, a 3-1 defeat by Sassuolo. He will hope that that goal midway through the second half is the one that can energise. And, well, hang on, there was nowhere near enough power in that shot to take the net off.
I think out of frustration, one of the Napoli players jumped into the net. Here it is again. It's right underneath it. Koulibaly actually goes into the back of the net as he's trying to clear the ball here. Watch Koulibaly. Flies into the net and he breaks it completely off. He's not meaning to do that. He's meaning just to side foot it into the far corner. Comes off the top of his boot, spins over the top of the goalkeeper. And is there going to be heartache again for Napoli? I've said it many times. They start games very well and not quite so good in the second half of matches.
One or two bums in the capital have moved to the edge of their seats all of a sudden. Roma are interested again. When Bruno Perez retells the tale of this goal in years to come, I think he'll refashion it and talk about how it rifled into the top corner, so much power that it tore the netting from the frame of the goal.
I think he might say he beat the goalkeeper with great disguise as he just lifted it over the top of him.
Doesn't matter how they creep over the line. They all count one in the same. And Napoli, from a position of complete comfort, suddenly now find themselves in a battle to preserve the 3 points that at half-time looked like they were quite comfortably heading back south with them. timed his run to perfection, Perez. Certainly more perfection in the run than the contact with the ball, but Reina was wrong-footed. And it is 2-1.
Benassi it was with a really good pass over the top.
Looking to get straight back on the front foot. Napoli, Callejon in towards Higuain. Janssen away. This will change the Napoli mindset, whether they intend it or not. Isai. Janssen miscued that, and he's grateful to his keeper being alert. Higuain from an offside position, wasn't expecting it to come back quite so quickly. The repair job, incidentally, on Pepe Reina's goal took 3 minutes to complete, so look out for that to be added at the end. Sets us up for 20 minutes of drama now as Martinez spreads the ball into space in which Bruno Perez acknowledges he should have been stood.
Well, now Napoli have got a slight problem because Torino are playing out from the back a little bit better. There's not the same intensity about Napoli's closing down. They're finding little pockets of space in behind the first press of Napoli. And the likes of Baselli starting to run with the ball and find that bit of space. Likewise, Benassi. See, Ventura believes now that his team are in control.
Those inside the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino have rediscovered their voice.
We're going to see Dries Mertens make an appearance. It's usually a straight swap for Insigne.
He did start the game at the Olimpico in Rome a fortnight ago. Reina made himself very clear over the din inside the Olimpico in Turin. Lotti will put the pressure on Pepe Reina.
First half, you wouldn't have been able to say those words. Somebody putting the pressure on a Napoli player. Such was the lack of intensity about Torino's closing down. It's a totally different game now.
It's a much better game for it, although Callejon is down and has stayed down. And now Jorginho under the challenge from Baselli. So two players in blue down on the turf, and Gaston Silva gets himself unnecessarily involved in the conversation.
Jorginho just wins the ball, just nicks it away from Baselli. There's the challenge on Callejon. Took one on the nose.
I hope you've enjoyed the European football seasons with us here on BT Sport. A few more dates for your diary. Wednesday night, the champions of France go to Bordeaux for their game in hand. That's 7:30 here on BT Sport Europe. And then on Saturday afternoon, 2:30, BT Sport 1 for the champions of Germany. Bayern play Hanover. Should be an intriguing final day of the campaign in Bundesliga. And then a little further ahead, Wednesday the 18th of May, Liverpool's opportunity to claim the Europa League trophy. The back-to-back winners of that competition, Sevilla, stand in their way, 6:30. That's also available for you in ultra-high definition. And that is the case to get closer to the action as we bring you the Champions League final, the All-Madrid Champions League final, exclusively live here on BT Sport Europe and in ultra-high definition. On Saturday, the 28th of May, our coverage is here for you from 6 o'clock in the evening.
A couple of changes. We're looking at the games ahead. Molinaro has come on for Zappacosta out on that right-hand side for Torino, and Dries Mertens has come on for Insigne.
Higuaín looking to spin away from Janssen, who's already been booked for a challenge on Higuaín, and a quizzical look from the Napoli striker as to why something similar didn't follow.
Well, it's a good bit of skill from Higuaín. The ball came into him, he tried to flick it round one side of the defender and run round the other, and Janssen stood in his way. He's screaming it. Actually, Molinaro looks as though he's not sure where he's playing at the moment. Just after he's playing on the left-hand side. And Perez has gone out to the right. Ventura was screaming at Molinaro to go and close the ball down.
Gaston Silva, Cesare Bovo, Benassi, Bruno Perez, switch of flanks. And a switch of play for Molinaro. Molinaro delivers, Albiol clears. Jorginho under pressure. Well, there's a real intensity about Torino's play in this second half, although that was a little too much from Martinez.
But I'm not sure Martinez does too much wrong here. He's trying to block the ball. Watch the way the defender actually... Goulam's going down before the challenge is even made. That's a ridiculous bit of play by Goulam. The referee bought that one, or more importantly, the assistant referee, who it was right in front of, should never have allowed that to be given.
Urging his goalkeeper to get it.
Are they going to see Immobile come on for Torino?
He's preparing himself, Ciro Immobile, and that would be a statement of intent from the home side. Callejon. Still Silva stood his ground, was entitled to do so. But his blood is most definitely up, the Torino defender.
Defended it well eventually, Silva. The Uruguayan.
Molinaro. Did well to avoid the incoming Callejon challenge. Vives. Super pass. Benassi up against Goulam. Does really well, Benassi, and now he's got support arriving in the shape of Bruno Perez. That's a tricky one. And he took command of the situation really well, Pepe Reina.
Good play from Perez. Seen him down the left-hand side, seen him score a goal. He's whipping that into a dangerous area. They had three players in the box, one of them Belotti. Oh, what a difference this second half has been from Torino. Won the ball back again here. Oh, and there's a challenge.
Baselli is showing his studs. Essay on the receiving end.
So a dangerous challenge to make. Not that one. That had already taken place, and here comes Immobile for Martinez.
Well, this will offer Torino further encouragement. It will offer Immobile the encouragement that he can get himself match fit and sharp enough to be in Euro 2016 contention. 13 minutes to try and help get his side back into the game, but also to demonstrate that he is fully recovered from a 6-match layoff with a hamstring injury.
He had that terrible time, didn't he, at Dortmund, where
Nothing went right for him. Lenaro just about getting the better of Alain. Jorginho, and then Immobile's first involvement is to concede a free kick, handball.
Yeah, what we do know is that Immobile's got pace. He loves to run in behind defenders.
Of course, Immobile's goal-scoring record for Torino is not too far removed in terms of goals per game to that Higuain enjoys for Napoli. Could one of those two lethal finishers have the final say in proceedings tonight? Once again coming backwards with no real conviction, Torino, and that's invited Napoli to snatch possession. His side, and Alain. The deflection very nearly works in his side's favour. Instead, he will settle for a corner kick.
Nowhere near as busy in this second half. The goalkeeper, Padelli.
And the only shot from Higuain in this second half is just over his crossbar. 3 times Higuain tested him in the first half. And beat him once as well. Twice if you include the effort that came back off the post. Jorginho with the Napoli corner. Easily away, Immobile. Twice the ball has come in his direction, and neither time has he been able to put a foot on it. And Jorginho down under the challenge of Pacelli, who surely the offences are starting to tot up against him.
Jorginho just turning away, really clever play. He knew that the only way Pacelli could get the ball was by committing the foul, and Hamsik making way. Brilliant in the first half, we've hardly seen him in the second.
Teed up both Higuain and Callejon for their goals. Marek Hamsik, David Lopez coming on in his place. And this has been a regular role for David Lopez. 18th time this season he has made his introduction as a substitute. Jorginho. First a corner kick and now a free kick wasted by Napoli. Have rediscovered their first half inability to get the ball out from a defensive position. Belotti this time sees a decision go against him.
Well, if he was hoping to, it's not a particularly good challenge actually. He goes with his arm, Koulibaly, that's dangerous. Well, in terms of hurting the Torino player, Silva, but in terms of getting himself sent off.
Gulam. It's done well, he's ridden a couple of challenges, but not that one. There's Benassi diving in.
At least they have been making challenges in this second half, and that's the reason they've played much, much better. It's a foul, no question about it. Quite sure ways they go out the referee. El Kaduri for Callejon, another usual substitution.
This is even more frequent than the previous one. El Kaduri's 20th league appearance of the season, and not one of them has been from the start of the game. Spent last season and the one before it, of course, on loan at Torino.
So Callejon may have a slight problem with his hamstring.
Higuain. Since then, Higuain would need 2 goals on the final day of the season to equal the mark of Gunnar Nordahl and his 20-team Serie A goal-scoring record of 35 in a single campaign. It's a record that has stood for 66 years.
It shows you just what a good feat it was. Oh, there's a slight clash of heads here. Not there, but a little bit later on. I think he may have led with his head. Perez.
It's been simmering acrimony throughout the second half. And Bruno Perez has persisted with his suggestions that foul play was at place, and Koulibaly has taken exception to that. Refereeing. Antonio D'Amato separating the players and having the same conversation with the pair of them. There's 6 minutes to play. Let's all calm down.
If you're going to pick on somebody to have an argument with, I'm not sure you pick on Koulibaly. With his physique and his strength, you might give him a wide berth.
A maniacal look in the eyes. I'm with you, Stuart. Insigne is the Napoli player that I'd pick on. He's not on the pitch anymore. He would have beaten him into touch, Bruno Perez. I've got one final big effort. Torino much improved in this second half. Bruno Perez, the player that got the goal back. Now El Kadori. Cadelli alert. Had a much quieter time of it since the break.
If Napoli are going to go and challenge for the Serie A title next season, they're going to have to find a way of playing as well in the second half of games as they've done in the first half.
Ciro Immobile, first time with the ball at his feet, and eventually Alan steps across to halt his run. Now David Lopez for Napoli. Couldn't pick out a teammate. He had a couple of options.
Remember, we are going to have quite a few extra minutes added for the goal net, which took 3 whole minutes to repair.
So there's a net-busting strike from Bruno Perez. A bit of help from Koulibaly to take it off its hinges. Bovo. Molinaro the target, his side. Can't get it completely clear. Well, Molinaro knew what he wanted Baselli to do, but Baselli was on an altogether different wavelength.
First run from Ciro Immobile. Just overran it.
It is his determination, Immobile, to be fit for the Euros that persuaded Gianpiero Ventura to include him this evening. They've worked hard to get him fit ahead of schedule.
If you look at the Italian side, it's probably their weakest area, the front line. Who's going to play in that starting game for Antonio Conte?
Tiziano Pella looked as though it could be a role that he would take on, but in recent weeks has found himself behind Shane Long in the pecking order at Southampton. The time of the season when Antonio Conte would want to see Italian-born goal scorers in peak fitness and amongst the goals.
At the World Cup, it was Balotelli that led the line until he lost his head against Uruguay and had to be taken off at half-time and then replaced. In his place came Immobile. He really didn't get a good looking in that game.
And Bovo ensured that Jorginho wasn't getting away from him. 2 minutes plus stoppage time, which will mean as much to followers of Roma as it will to those who sport the colours of Napoli. Could be a big couple of minutes in the context of the race to finish as runners-up, and with it ensure a place in the group stages of the Champions League for next season.
No, last time that Napoli came third under Benitez,
2014.
Didn't make it through to the group stages.
Athletic Club knocking them out in the playoff round. Alan can scarcely believe the decision that's gone against him, and Sarri shows some anxiety for the first time this evening. He has increasingly been pacing that technical area in this second half. His team could have been out of sight at half-time. James Richardson was talking about that footballing facet, that 2-0 is a dangerous position to find yourselves in. You perhaps get the sense of comfort that you're not entirely entitled to, and so it has been borne out again as Torino put pressure, and Immobile, it was just beyond his reach, although he would come from an offside position.
Well, that's what he can do. Run in behind, but he's just offside when the ball's played. Took one step to try and get back onside before going back in behind. He has got pace.
It would, though, be advantage Napoli if things stay as they are between they and Roma. Roma have the advantage on head-to-head, so if they did finish level on points, it would be Roma who'd clinch second. That's why it's so important for Napoli to see this out now as we tick towards stoppage time. Molinaro will get on with the throw quickly for Torino. Well, it wasn't his throw to take.
On minutes.
Aston Silva again tussling and battling away, this time with Alan. So 5 minutes that will bring an equalising goal for Torino. Or can Napoli find a way of making absolutely certain of the 3 points? Koulibaly has won his team a throw again. Koulibaly, El Kaddouri, what am I talking about?
He's trying a little back heel here. It's almost a clever pass.
I lost my mind for a moment. It is El Kaddouri. They played in the first half, Torino, as though they were counting down towards the end of the season. They've certainly, in the second half, displayed much more intensity and given the impression there is still something to play for them this season. There is still a place in the top half of the table to be contested from their point of view.
I think it was more their game plan. That they set out to sit deep, allow Napoli lots of possession, frustrate them, but having gone down 2-0 early on in the game, they didn't come out and play until the start of the second half.
Koulibaly back to his goalkeeper. A nudge on El Kaddouri. Penalised. Giuseppe Vives diving in will be, and that is his second yellow card.
He knew.
And Torino's hopes of turning things around may just have been extinguished.
He knew as soon as he flew into the challenge and didn't get a lot of contact on the ball, that was going to be the second yellow card. He overruns it here. Does he get much of the ball? Maybe a little bit harsh that he gets a second yellow card. So desperate was he to win the ball. There's a man that's been under a bit of pressure right from the start of the game. Albiol.
Well, it has been a fiercely contested second half. There was always the chance that one of those who'd already seen yellow would see another one. Giuseppe Vives will have to see it out from the dressing room. I'm not sure it'll change the Torino game plan, but if Napoli can get the ball, that just help them keep it. Great win that from Belotti. Immobile isolated, but support arriving now from Molinaro. Well, it's really tenacious work that from Immobile, although he's left one on Allen. Frustrated that he was eventually dispossessed.
There was just a moment there when Albiol, not there, but a little bit earlier, when Albiol started to come out against Immobile. He was just in the penalty box. Well, he's got his tactics all wrong in the first half. He'll probably be aware of that. But his side have played much better in the second half. He got them to press higher up the field. He got them to switch play. They've played out from the back with greater purpose. They've got the ball into the front areas, and they've defended better all over the field. It's made a really good second half.
We're in the final minute of it now, though. Janssen winning the header. Higuain not really contesting it. Look at the urgency. Torino know that the clock is ticking against them, but there might yet be one more opportunity. Janssen. Chances have been at a premium at both ends in this second half, but can Torino find a way of fashioning one? Baselli trying to bundle his way through. Elcadore can carry it to safety. His life, Higuain will perhaps not head towards goal. Altogether more nerve-wracking than it needed to be for Napoli, but they have got the job done. It is advantage Sarri's team in the race for second, and a place in the group stage of the Champions League is theirs to lose now on the final day of the season. They edge ahead of Roma again in what has been an intriguing tussle. It looked comfortable at half-time. Goals from Higuain and Callejon had them comfortably ahead. Higuain had hit the post as well and forced 3 saves out of Padelli. But Torino rallied in the second half. They got a goal back, a freakish goal back through Bruno Perez. They had Giuseppe Vives sent off in stoppage time. And the obvious reaction is that things have gone against them throughout the course of the 95 minutes. But Napoli can celebrate what might just prove to be a precious 3 points.
Many thanks to Steve and Stuart, and yes, that's what that means for the table. Napoli do move past Roma back into second spot. Automatic qualification if they can hold on to that place for the Champions League next season. As for Torino, they remain down there in 11th place, comfortably clear, 10 points clear of the bottom 3 with 1 game to go. A game that we will be featuring in next weekend's show, which again begins at 7 o'clock. It will be the final day in France, Germany, and Italy and Portugal as well. We'll have the highlights from all of them, plus a live game which possibly will be Sassuolo against Inter. Sassuolo at the Mapei Stadium in front of their fans, bidding to make their place in Europe for next season as well. So we've got one part of this week's European football show coming up, in which Julian, James and Andy will be looking back on tonight's game and also giving us bite-sized roundups of what else has happened this weekend in Germany, France and Italy. Stay with us then, we'll be back for that in a second.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
The Cherry and White's Challenge Cup champions. Listen to the roar. It's an historic occasion. It's an absolute screamer. What a goal. Surely now won the FA Cup.
New Shaw Williams Racing Special Edition. The world's first antiperspirant technology activated directly by movement. Its unique microcapsules break with friction to release bursts of freshness that last all day. New new Shaw Williams Racing Special Edition. Sure, it won't let you down.
Welcome to the world of 888 Casino. Join today and get £88 free. No deposit needed. 888 Casino. Welcome to the edge of your seat.
Doom. Pre-order now.